fifth graders, welcome to lesson 6.6, multiply by a mixed number. Let's get started. Today's lesson is I can evaluate the product of a number multiplied by a mixed number by changing the mixed number into an improper fraction with 100% accuracy in multiple attempts. Please pause to type the I can and by statement in your digital math notebook now. All right, friends, we have multiplied a fraction times a whole number, a fraction times a fraction, and today we're going to multiply a fraction times a mixed number. A mixed number is like this example here, 4 and 2/8. It means that we have a whole number and a fraction part. But actually, we don't want to deal with it like that. As you can see in our first step, it says that we are going to convert our mixed number into an improper fraction. In order to do that, we multiply the whole number by the denominator. That's the bottom number. And then we add the numerator, and then we write that whole number over the same denominator. So let's look at 4 and 2/8. So if I have 4 and 2/8, I'm going to multiply times the bottom, the denominator. 4 times 8 is 32, and then I add 2. 32 plus 2 is 34, and then I keep my denominator 8. So now I have a bigger number on the top, but it is equal to my mixed number. So here's my first step. I convert the mixed number to improper fractions. Check. Now I'm going to multiply 3/5 times 34/8. Now that may seem like a big number, but we're just going to multiply straight across the top and straight across the bottom. The bottom number is easy. 5 times 8 is 40, but I might need to do the other math to the side. So 34 times 3. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 3 is 9. Plus 1 is 10. So I have 102/40. All right, step 2 done. And now our step 3 is to simplify. 102 is way bigger than 40, so we can divide to solve that. So 102 divided by 40. 40 doesn't go into 1 or 10, so it has to go into the whole number 102. So 40 and 40 is 80. And 3 times 4 is 12. So 120 would be too much. So we can only go in 2 times, which is 80. And we subtract. 2 minus 0 is 2. And 10 minus 8 is 2. So that would give us 40 and 22/40. So you can see our steps are a little bit longer, but we're following the same steps. Let's try one together. All right, friends, this is in your digital math notebook. So I know it might be a little bit difficult to write down all of your steps, but I've given you some templates to fill in. So our first step is we're going to change our 3.5 into a improper fraction. So that means that we're going to multiply times the bottom. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So you have a line that says improper, so that would be 7/2 times, our second fraction doesn't change because it's already just a fraction, 2/4. Now we're going to multiply straight across the top and straight across the bottom. You have a line for this as well. It says multiply. 7 times 2 is 14, and 2 times 4 is 8. And then we need to simplify because 14 is bigger than 8. So what you're doing in your head is how many times does 8 go into 14? It only goes in one time, which uses up 8. And we are left over with 6. So that means that it goes in 1 whole and 6/8. And then we can simplify that because 6 and 8 are both even numbers. So we can divide the top and the bottom by 2. 2 goes into 6 3 times, and 2 goes into 8 4 times. So our simplified fraction would be 1 3/4. Now pause and make sure that you have typed in all the boxes for this problem. All right, friends, time for our last problem in our lesson activity. Again, I have given you some templates to fill in your digital math notebook, so fill them in as we solve the problem together. Our first step is to change our mixed number into an improper fraction. So we multiply 2 times 2, multiply times the bottom. 2 times 2 is 4, and then we add the top. 4 plus 1 is 5. So our improper fraction would be 5/2. Ooh, we have a whole number, but remember that every whole number has an invisible 1 underneath it. And then we can multiply straight across the top and straight across the bottom. 5 times 3 is 15, and 2 times 1 is 2. So we know that 2 is much smaller than 15, so that means that we can divide. So how many times does 2 go into 15? Maybe you can do this in your head. If not, we'll divide. 2 goes into 15 7 times, which is 14, left over with 1. So you have part of this in your digital math notebook. You have the 7 and you have the 2. You need to fill in the box that goes right here on your own. Remember what was left over. Complete this in your digital math notebook. All right, friends, so you're almost finished. When you complete this lesson, then complete your exit slip to show your teacher your understanding. Great job!